We are going to remember DIXON KIHIKA KIMANI. He is somebody who, when speaking in Kiswahili or in English, you cannot imitate him. The only person who can correctly imitate DIXON KIHIKA KIMANI is Honorable KJ. And because Kenya is what Kenya is, dhithi makitaka kuzungumza kama yeye, matadhemekana eti manashukia kafira fulani. Kwa hivyo orosho sisi tutatiga hapo, hatutaigiria, tutaacha wenyewe kwa wenyewe, mashokaniri kou wajibizane wenyewe kwa wenyewe. DIXON KIHIKA KIMANI was born in 1930. He had 8 wives, and at one time he used to boast that he was so rich that he could marry a new wife every 6 months. When he died, he had 41 kids. He is on record as being so far the only person to have represented 3 different constituencies in 3 different places. We have a person like Ramogi Ochieng Oneko. He once represented Nakuru and later represented Rarieda. Those are 2 different constituencies. I do not think I know of anybody who has represented 3 different constituencies. In 1974 to 1979, he represented Nakuru North Constituency. Nakuru North Constituency. Then, between 1992 and 1997, he represented Laikipia West. Now, if you are moving from Nakuru North to Laikipia West, hapo sio karibu. He represented Laikipia West from 1992 to 1997. Later on, he represented Molo constituency. I do not remember the years that he represented the Molo constituency, but what I know, at different times, he represented Nakuru North, Laikipia West, and Molo. Molo is also from Nakuru County, but it is the other end of Nakuru North. So you can say that he represented 3 different constituencies in 2 counties. Imagine, immediately after being elected in 1974, he was on the forefront of the change the Constitution. The Constitution then said that if the president died or the vacancy was there, but you know, the political environment then was that the president could not complete his term, the president could not resign, there was only one way a president could leave his place of work, and that is by death. But anyway, they were saying that should there be a vacancy in the position of the presidency, then the vice president was to hold the position for 90 days, subject to an election. They were out going against that because they wanted, once the Constitution be said that the vice president does not automatically take over. imagine he had just been elected for the first time, but he was the real leader for that. So you can see that he was a very good person in mobilization. There is one time during a public meeting where Njonjo was present and Moi was present, and Kihika Kimani, when it came his turn to speak, he turned to Njonjo and asked him, "Why are you protecting this person?" Nekekirago toma, Kikuyu imekwama hapo. So he was saying, "Why are you protecting this man?" Just in the presence of, but he was talking in Kikuyu. This is somebody whose mobilization was the best. I think we are yet to find somebody with that kind of mobilization. He mobilized especially people from his tribe to get land in both Laikipia County and Nakuru County. Some of the organizations that he used were like one called ngwataniro. Ngwataniro, it means mushikamano or uniting. So he used ngwataniro, and in Nakuru he had also an organization called NDEFO. NDEFO stood for Nakuru District Ex-Freedom Fighters Organization. As I've said before, the information about acquiring land was selectively done such that Kikuyus, tribes such as Kikuyus, were informed and ready. And of course, Kikuyus had already started experiencing land shortages. But other tribes were not told. Even if they were told, there would be a minimal change. Instead of what we have 100% Kikuyu settlement, we could have 70% Kikuyu settlement and 30% other tribes. As I finalize my issue on DIXON KIHIKA KIMANI, I want to correct something that is wrongly written in the Google application. In the Google application, it is written that immediately Moi took over, Kihika Kimani ran away. No. Jomo Kenyatta died in August 1978. Moi became acting president at that time. On 10th October 1978, Sharif Nasir was the first person to propose that acting President Moi be the sole candidate for the presidential election. The Constitution then said that the vice president becomes the acting president for 90 days. And then after 90 days, anybody else who wants to contest can contest. And if the vice president does not, the acting president that is, does not want to contest, then he will not contest. But on 10th October 1978, Sharif Nasir from Mombasa, you see, Kihika Kimani's daughter is the governor in Nakuru. Sharif Nasir's son is the governor in Mombasa. So what happened on 10th October 1978, Sharif Nasir was the first person to propose that Moi be the single candidate for the presidency, or the single candidate for KANU, so that KANU can do their own muchujo. After that, then they take, but you see the Constitution only had KANU. So if you are taken for KANU, He proposed that on 10th. Let's go back again. Jomo Kenyatta died in August. Sharif Nasir, on 10th of October 1978, he proposed Moi. And that is why that day later became known as Moi Day. And then, sometime later, Moi was elected unopposed as the president of Kenya. Then, polisi wakaanza kusumbua, CID wakaanza kusumbua Kihika Kimani. Na hii kusumbua ilizidi zaidi, especially in February 1983. So I can authoritatively say from my neck top is that DIXON KIHIKA KIMANI left Kenya for Zambia. Is it Zimbabwe or Zambia? He left Kenya in 1983. That is 5 good years after Moi had taken over. That was between March and June 1983. I can correct that and say between March and May 83. He ran away from Kenya when I was a recruit in Kiganjo, and I completed my recruit course on Friday, 27th May 1983. So mid-May up to March, but going back to March, that is when he ran away from Kenya after being harassed by the CID in Nakuru. And then later, through emissaries, he apologized to Moi and came back. And as you have seen, he contested other seats and won. That is Kihika Kimani for you. And if you want his accent, please contact Honorable KJ.